So here is version 0.5, warts and all, of our OpenAI integration on things here too. It's certainly got some slowness to it. That's things we're going to work on behind the scenes. So I'm sure I'll be kind of cutting in and out a few times here as we kind of get going. But off the bat, here's the integration inside here right now. It's like I want to open a lemonade stand in Vancouver next summer. All right. And what we're kind of getting right now, it takes a little while to kind of come back. It's fairly verbose, so we certainly want to train it to be a little bit more succinct on things. But you'll see it comes back with just a whole bevy of questions. Boom. All right, so there's a whole bunch there. We're going to get to be more kind of bullet point, but goes through, asks a bunch of questions there. We trained it currently on what an income is, what an expense is. It understands kind of customers and growth and pricing, but this one's going to be pretty basic right now. All right. So can you recommend a price for a lemonade? Please estimate all expenses. Do you plan on? We'll be open 5 days a week. And I'm sure there's anything else in there. Everything else we're going to get an estimate, ingredients, price. I'm going to say no employees. All right, so there's my response there. So it's estimated startup costs for it, operational expenses, all these sort of things. We will need to refine price for lemonade. Now, I asked to do it before, so sometimes I need to get it to do it for me. Let's assume July of 2024. And can you recommend a price to charge for lemonade? All right, cool. So now it's come back. It says it's ready to do the model here. Tells me what events it's going to create. So monthly revenue, startup costs, and monthly expenses. And this is the build option here. So it's building those out and puts all those events here into the model for us. So we've got monthly revenue here right off the bat. So it's got the estimate there and the start date for that. It has my startup costs, $500 one time for those expenses. And it has my monthly expenses in there too on those dates, kind of going out in perpetuity on that one. So there's still a few things we need to kind of get to do. It's not really handling contra accounts quite right there. And you can sort of see if you look at the logic here, it's not spot on. It's trying to give the monthly revenue here to being calculate equity, which isn't correct. Sometimes we get the one we want, sometimes we don't. But it's off to a pretty cool start on what it's able to do for me there, and just sort of starting to fill in some of the blanks. The thing we want to be able to get it to do next is that I'll be able to kind of go in here, for example, and if I'm not happy with something, I can say, well, actually, I want this to be income, and it'll be able to take this information, right? So if I update this particular model, and then this information will be available back to the model. So if I was to kind of come in here and have a couple of questions or prompts or things like this, we'd be able to kind of go full circle and full loop back. Anyway, it's a version 0.5, if not a version 0.1 on things. Pretty cool proof of concept, but still a lot of work to be done. Anyway, just want to share it with you. Thanks, dude.